Hey guys, we're going to do a couple examples today together, and you'll type your answers into the PlayPosit, and then I will do some examples explaining them. I'll give you those answers. You won't have to enter those into the PlayPosit, and then you'll do the try it out. So I'm going to do the practices, you'll do the try it outs. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to do this review. I'm not going to do these for you. I want you to practice these because we've been talking about these one-step equations for the past couple days. So I think you can try 1, 2, 3, and 4. So a box is going to pop up and it's going to ask you for number 1's answer, number 2, number 3, number 4. Enter your answers for these questions into the PlayPosit for me. So the video will pause, you'll put those in. Now we're going to review our two-step equations, which we have talked about a little bit, but not a ton. So we know when we solve a two-step equation, we undo addition and subtraction first, then we undo multiplication or division. So let's do that. The first thing we're going to do is undo this addition. So undoing plus 12 means I would subtract 12. Hold on, let me rewrite that so it's not so messy. I would subtract 12 from both sides of the problem. So this would eliminate, it would equal 0, and I would end up with 5y equals 20. Now I need to undo the multiplication or division. So we know this 5y means multiplication, so I'm going to divide both sides by 5, which would get me y equals 4. Now up here it says check by substitution, so we could do that. We could substitute up here where y is and put in a 4 instead. So 5 times 4 is 20. Plus 12 is 32. So using what you know about inverse operations, I want you to go through and use these steps: undo addition and subtraction, undo multiplication and division, and I want you to do these try it out problems on your own. The screen will pop up on PlayPosit for each one for you to pop in your answer, and it will tell you if you are right or wrong. This is a pre-assessment grade, so it's going to go into Schoology, but it isn't going to count against you. So if you get them wrong, I'll be coming over to kind of check in with you to make sure that what mistakes you were making, you understand maybe what happened. Now that you've practiced just simple solving, what we're going to do is we're going to go through and we are going to do some practice problems like we did the past 2 days with words. But this time, instead of a one-step equation, which we practiced yesterday and Monday, you're going to have some two-step equations that you're practicing. Oops, sorry, I dropped my computer. So in this situation, our first example we'll do together is Melanie saves $20 every month in her savings account. She withdrew $60 one time to go shopping. She now has $280 in her account. Write and solve an equation to determine how many months she's been saving. So that's going to be my key, this how many months has she been saving. My variable, I'm going to use the variable M, and I'm going to define it as, my pen does not want to work today. Let's fix this. I know that I want to know how many months she's been saving. So like I said, I'm going to use M, and let's see if this works a little bit better, is months. Okay, my expression, or my equation, I should say, because we are going to have an equal sign in there, is going to depend on what is changing. We need to think about what happens one time and what happens over and over and over again. So in the situation, it says she saves $20 every month, which means if she saves for 1 month, she saves $20. If she saves for 2 months, she would save $40. For 3 months, she would save $60. So that's what's changing every month. So depending on how many months, I'm going to multiply that by 20. So I would make my expression 20M. And now let's read through the rest of this. We have, she withdrew $60 one time to go shopping. So if you think about withdrawing money, if you're spending money, yesterday we talked about that, that means we are subtracting that $60 from our balance. And then finally we have, she has $280 in her account. So that is what we are going to have this equal to, $280. I apologize, my pen is not picking up on my screen. So some of my numbers are a little crazy. So I'm going to write over here on the side, I'm going to write this problem out. So I'm going to do 20m minus 60 equals, now I've written too big, of course. Let's try again. Well, we can't really see that piece, but I'm going to fill it in. So here's the deal. We have 20m minus 60 equals 280. So just like I did in these problems over here, the first thing I'm going to do is undo the addition or the subtraction. So my addition or subtraction is this minus 60. So the inverse of subtracting 60 would be to add 60 to both sides of my equation, which over on this side would equal 0, and I would end up with 20m equals 280 plus 60. So I want you to take a pause, and I want you to do, what is 280 plus 60? Did you get it? It is 340. So on this side, I'm going to put my 340. Now, our third thing that we need to do is we need to undo the multiplication or the division. So here we have multiplication. So the inverse operation of that is to divide. So I'm going to divide this side by 20 and this side by 20. 20 divided by 20 would leave me with 1m. And then I'm going to have you do this math too. We have 340 divided by 20. So I'm going to give you a minute. I want you to figure out, what is 340 divided by 20? It is 17. So now that I've solved, I know that m equals 17. That's my answer. And now what I need to do is I need to write it as a sentence. So like earlier with my pen, I'm having some difficulties writing small on here, but my sentence would be, she saved for 17 months. So I'm just going to kind of, or 17, yes, 17 months. And maybe I could figure out how to write this without it being a big mess. So I'm going to write saved 17 months. Now, you can probably fit more on your paper because you're writing with a normal pen, not an electronic pen, and you probably have a little bit more space on your paper. So what I want you to do, just like these other two, I want you to try this example on your own. So I want you to make sure you define the variable, make sure you write the equation and solve it, and then you write your answer in a sentence. And then the PlayPosit will once again ask you to enter your answer into the box. And I'll go through and I'll kind of check over those to make sure that you're on the right track. Okay, go ahead, figure out this try it out problem, and then after that, you're good to go, and you have some problems on the back to practice, and you can check those answers in the hallway when you're finished.